How's that? Kiss 108, Billy Costa. We're backstage at the Jingle Ball here at Tsongas Arena. Let me just kind of paint a picture, set the scene. We've got Lady Gaga performing on stage
right now.
Secondhand Serenade played a little bit earlier. We've got a complete lineup ahead of us, and I am sitting here with Katy Perry, and she is Mrs. Claus.
Mrs. Klaus, actually. I am a little bit. I've taken my whole romper thing and turned it into a Mrs. Claus effect. It's the holidays, and I love a great holiday. I have an excuse to dress up like an idiot.
And may I say, you are the hottest Mrs. Claus I think I've ever seen.
Well, thank you,
goodness. Anyway,
Billy.
Happy Jingle Ball to you.
Happy Jingle Balls to you.
And right back at you. Grammy nomination the other night. This is cool stuff.
It's cool. It's getting really cool, huh?
I'll say.
This year, man, my game has gotten really fun. And it's been such an honor to have that nomination, because, I've been involved with a lot of great award shows and a lot of great, things, but the ultimate cherry on top is, and has always been, the Grammys, and to be kind of...
Well, they call it legitimacy.
Yeah, there's like this kind of underlined respect. It's like you're a part of a mafia group. It's like nobody really doubts you anymore.
The rest of your life, you'll be a Grammy nominee.
It's very cool.
A Grammy winner.
Oh, well, you know what? I got to knock on wood now, and there isn't any around. So
take us behind the scenes. So they announced the Grammys.
Okay.
Your phone rings, I'm sure, countless times, but the first call you get, who's on the other end?
Actually, it was my, it sounds a little boring, I guess you would say. It was my publicist. Mm-hmm. She's been a great friend of mine for a long time. She's actually pretty much the reason I got signed to Capitol Records, because she was with me at Columbia Records, because, I was signed quite a few times and dropped and let go and things like that. And she, told the people at Capitol that they should really sign me and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so we have a history, so it was nice that she called, and my sister was videotaping my announcement, and I was screaming at a very glass shattering pitch, and it was just amazing. I didn't know that all of my life goals, or not all of them, but a lot of big ones to me, were going to happen this year. It's really a trip.
Well, when you finished that song, were you expecting this was going to be something big? Do you know right away? Is there a feeling you get or something?
I didn't know it would be of this caliber necessarily, but I knew that it was special because I kept going back to it for a long time, for about a year and a half. I didn't finish it forever. I didn't finish the whole song forever, and I was a little bit I wonder if I'll put this on the record. I wonder if this will fit. What is this? And I'm glad I just decided to take that chance and go with it,
Right out of the gate, though, I Kissed a Girl it instantly sparks curiosity.
Sure.
It's kind of okay, what's really going on here? So what was really going on behind the song?
Well, I think it was it is to me about curiosity, and I was having an actual conversation on the ride over here to the Jingle Ball, and I was talking to my friend in my band, and he was asking me about all of the people that I used to know way back when I was just moved to Los Angeles, and we were talking about this particular girl, and I was like, that's so funny that she was kind of the muse for I Kissed a Girl, and he's like, I knew that. I was like, how did you know that? He's like, well, I remember you telling me that if you ever wanted to kiss a girl, it would be that girl. And I'm like, that's so crazy that you knew that. So it was inspired by a friendship that was a pretty obsessive friendship, but it never really, it wasn't anything besides a friendship. I just was so intrigued by this woman and how, she could get away with murder because she was just so beautiful.
Does she know?
No, she doesn't know.
She's got to know.
Well,
Morissette, years later, it came out that Dave Coulier was the guy she was so angry at and singing about. So are we going to have to wait years to get the identity of this person?
Well, I don't know. I mean, the media is another beast these days. So if you give a cookie,
Are you calling me a beast?
No, not not you. But you give a mouse a cookie, then all of a sudden they want a package. So I have to definitely be careful about that stuff. But she was so beautiful, and I think that sometimes when you meet somebody like that, it doesn't matter what they are, who they are, you know, male, female. It transcends, like, your sexual orientation kind of transcends, like, whatever.
Well, it's funny you mentioned the Beast, because the Beast did come alive and was breathing with the curiosity around this song, because they started throwing names around. I'm not going to say the name Scarlett Johansson, but
well,
so
she's a beautiful woman too. Why not?
Oh my God!
Gosh, I know.
I mean, she's no Katy Perry, but I mean,
oh please, she's a good-looking dame.
Okay, back to the Grammy thing, and not to look at the glass half full, but I was actually watching as they were announcing the Grammys and the nominations, and as excited as everybody there was for your nomination, instantly it was like, how do they not put her in the new artist category? I mean, and again, not to look at the glass half full.
Exactly. Don't look at the glass half full, because I could have walked away that night with nothing.
Right.
And, you know, you should never expect anything of this business, especially, you know, the Grammys is interesting. Like, they gave some people who are just breaking, like Jasmine Sullivan, a chance. Like, she now has that kind of recognition to go out and, like, do something with it. And, like, I've had a great year. I've had a really great year. And, you know, I think the Grammys is always interesting. You have to have, in Best New Artist categories, people that represent, you know, the R&B, the country side, the pop side, the international side. And so there is a lot of new artists this year. I mean, Leona Lewis got, she wasn't nominated for Best New Artist. And I thought that was like a obvious for sure. Hello, she was one of the biggest selling artists this year, and I've seen that woman sing, you know, 3 and 4 times, and she is just like,
you know what,
blows me out of the water.
Look at the bright side. New artists, some people think, is a cursed category anyway.
Some people do think that, but you know what? I've looked at the bright side from the moment, you know. And I think that it's just cool to even have, you know, a nomination, because I'd get that sticker at the end of the day.
There you go. Very quickly, what will you do for Christmas?
I'm going to go to Mexico.
Woo!
Woo! Arriba, arriba.
Katy Perry's going to Mexico.
I'm taking my family to Mexico. They think that now that I'm famous, it equals that I have money, which still doesn't translate yet.
Oh, it hasn't translated?
No, maybe next year. Please, God.
Well, Katy Perry.
So I was like, either we're going to Mexico or we're staying home, because I cannot afford Hawaii yet.
So Mrs. Claus, a.k.a. Katy Perry, is headed for Mexico for the holidays. Enjoy tonight and Jingle Ball, and we're thrilled to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, and broadcasting on Jingle Ball TV and backstage here for Kiss 108 with Katy Perry, I'm Billy Costa. All right.